My fellow Americans, I am proud to introduce you to the seventh episode of God Worshipping Society. This is a wonderful time of the year when families gather around to give each other presents and share delightful meals together. But let's not forget what Christmas is all about: Jesus. If Jesus was alive today, he'd be a podcaster. And as sure as I know my right hand from my left, I know he'd be co-hosting God Worshipping Society.
Very nice cold start. We're on.
Oh, it is freezing, isn't it?
It is. It's. I don't know. It's one of those. This last week's been so mild, but now it's actually getting a bit colder. I'm very thankful for it.
You're thankful for it.
I mean, it's a bit concerning if it's like very mild in December, though.
Yeah, that does feel wrong.
Yeah.
But it is cheaper, and the mornings are less uncomfortable.
That's true. That's
Compared to
true.
when it's cold. When it's really cold and you just wake up and you're feeling freezing, it's very unpleasant. It's not a nice feeling at all.
It doesn't feel like it should be mild in the middle of December. So
No, it's fucking weird.
Like,
In fact, isn't this like the warmest winter there's been in like a significant
probably.
amount
It
of
was
time?
certainly the warmest November, and I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up being the warmest December as well.
Yeah, it feels very wrong. There's definitely something off.
But I'm sure there's no
Something terribly
changing
off.
in the climate or anything like that to worry about.
No, because it was raining in July or whatever.
Yeah,
at one
well,
time.
yeah. It
So-
was only very warm in July rather than like 1976. Really warm.
The legendary summer.
The legendary boomer summer. That
Boomers
disproves
talk
all
about that
climate
summer. Boomers talk about that summer like as if it was their D-Day. You know, they don't really have any kind of hardships to complain about, so they like to refer to that summer and then the winter of whatever it was, 78, when everyone got snowed in.
The winter of discontent.
Yeah, and you had all the strikes, I mean, that probably did suck, but it's not exactly, Guadalcanal or something.
No, definitely not.
Yeah. I was reading.
How have you been doing?
I was reading about World War II because I feel like it's that time of the year.
No way. You reading about World War II? This something's dreadfully wrong.
I just needed something cozy, and for some reason, even though it's obviously like the worst thing that's ever happened, there is something cozy about it. Probably because boomers love it so much, so you kind of feel like you're, with your parents or something.
Yeah,
generation. It's got like a cozy feeling to it. Reading about
I think
Stalingrad.
we both know a lot about the Second World War, so like learning a little bit more always has that comfortable feeling. You're like progressing your knowledge by learning these tiny little facts.
Or you're just like going back to it. You're not even learning anything new. You're revisiting it. You're revisiting some of those cherished
period
moments
in history
from the past. Yeah. I was reading about like Pavlov's house, all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah,
Pavlov's
in
house
Russia.
in Stalingrad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I've played a bit of it in
Yeah.
Hell Let Loose as well. Really felt like
Classic. I didn't even know they had that on the map.
Yeah, the Stalingrad map in Hell Let Loose has Pavlov's house as one of the capture points. That map is so rough, though,
pretty sick.
obviously. Stalingrad.
I do remember the few times I played on that map. I think we were playing as Red Army as well. I think I just kept getting gunned down like immediately.
Yeah, that sounds about right. It is
An
pretty
immersive experience.
brutal. Yeah, spending all the time in the respawn screen, hearing Americans shouting at you over how shit the team's doing.
Yeah.
They take that game way too seriously.
Yeah. Well, that's who it's marketed to, though, isn't it? It's like people who want to
Who want to be in the
there.
military but don't have the balls to do it.
Yeah, or like the eyesight, or
Any number,
Any
or
of that.
the weight or physical ability.
just the basic endurance and stamina, and cardiovascular health.
required to be semi-active. They've announced a new one actually. There's a trailer out for Hell Let Loose Vietnam, which looks very cool.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
So
that'd be a good one for immersion because it's you're in the jungle, you can't see the enemy. It's like very there's a stealth element.
Yeah, and there was an old one called Rising Storm Vietnam, and I used to love playing.
I remember we played that.
Yeah, I used to love playing as the Viet Cong and shouting in local voice chat at Americans, telling them to go home.
That really hurts their feelings.
It really does. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, well, welcome to the Games Cast, guys.
the video games cast. Yeah.
This week, we're going to be talking about Dwarf Fortress.
Wow, I do like Dwarf Fortress.
Have you played it?
I have. I have it on Steam as well. I bought it because I've played a fair bit.
I've wanted to play it, and then I thought, like, there's no way I'm going to bother to, like, get anywhere in this game.
It's one of those games, yeah. It's so complicated, and I mean, I'm like, fuck, I really want to play some Dwarf Fortress, and I start playing it, and it's a complete clusterfuck, and I'm like, there's a lot of games that kind of do this, but are a bit more user friendly, and so I tend to just go and play something else. But I do.
It's actually fun.
Yeah, that isn't just cock and ball torture simulator. I mean, is this our Christmas special? I mean, Christmas is.
I guess it probably is.
So Merry Christmas.
That's why we're talking about video games.
Yeah,
we're talking about all the games we want to get for Christmas.
I mean, it's a sad time because it's digital media there's no more physical media really. So giving people games as presents is not so easy anymore.
Also, we're both 26 now, so we're a bit too old to be looking forward to getting presents or anything. Yeah,
I don't know. I still am. I'm always excited for Christmas. It's more giving the gifts at this point now. I've reached that point where I'm more excited to give people presents and enjoy them opening them than I am getting my own presents. Really.
Well, I'm unemployed, so I'm not going to be buying anyone anything.
Your presents.
As for receiving, I think all I'm going to get is driving lessons. So
that's a pretty good gift, to be fair.
It is a very good gift. I do need to learn how to drive.
Driving is a fantastic gift.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it would probably make me feel more mature. Normal. Yeah, like less disconnected from reality.
Yeah, being able to just get in a car and like go anywhere, even if you probably won't. But the idea that I could just drive to Scotland. If I ever need to. Or France. I wouldn't do that.
I would like to do that. I would like to do a road trip down through France. I feel like that would be cool.
Yeah, that would be
all the way down to the south.
Tour of the battlefields. Oh, all the way down Normandy. To the south. Yeah, go Normandy and then across into like Belgium and go and tour Flanders and all this. Yeah,
I would like to see that shit actually. The World War I stuff I would like to see. I did see like the Normandy beaches for D-Day when I was a kid, when I used to, because my family would always go to France. So I have seen like, I don't know which ones. I think I might have visited Omaha, but I was like 5 years old, so I don't really remember anything about it.
There was a school trip to the battlefields of World War One, but I didn't go on it. So yeah, that was a shame. I wish I had.
You missed out. Why didn't you go?
Because I was a massive turbo autist as a kid and didn't do anything.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
I mean, secondary school,
you were like,
especially,
I can just visit it digitally on a video game.
Yeah, I can just go and play some World War One simulator.
Yeah.
But, I mean, for me, school was like an hour and a half away, and then... So, if I did any after-school activities, I wouldn't get home until like 7 o'clock. Because school would normally finish at 4, late bus would be like 6, so I wouldn't get home until 7:30ish. And then I'd have to do shitloads of homework. I just never wanted to stay late or do any extracurricular activities.
That is pretty brutal, actually. Hour and a half trip to school is like... Yeah, it's 3 hours of each day gone.
Yeah. And so I'd get up at like 6 so I could get the bus in time. So I just didn't have much day during the week. And then I'd spend most of my free time just doing homework because we had so much homework. So I didn't really do any extracurricular. So I would have got such a bollocking if I didn't do it. They used to give out like... It was one of the punishment slips. If you didn't do your homework, you'd have to stay behind Wednesdays and then Saturdays to do your homework if you didn't do it. So I was like,
we did that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If there's one thing I didn't want, it was losing my Saturday to go to school. That was the most depressing thing I could imagine.
Yeah, well, we would have that, and then if you didn't show up, you'd get a detention. So
When were your detentions?
There was Saturday evening or Sunday morning.
That's
Yeah, for the listeners who are curious, I actually went to a boarding school, so although I didn't board all the time, but we basically lived there. So the worst thing was if you got a gating, which basically meant
you can't leave the school or whatever.
You can't leave all weekend. You can't leave your boarding house all weekend. And the way they make sure of that is that every half an hour, or maybe it was quarter of an hour, you had to go downstairs to the housemaster's office and sign your name in to show that you were still there. So you couldn't do anything. You were just trapped there. But you'd also get the Saturday night detention and the Sunday morning detention. And you'd get woken up extra early on the Sunday, I think around like 6 or 7 by the housemaster. And then you'd have to go downstairs and sit in his study and write out the poem If by Rudyard Kipling repeatedly over and over again.
Jesus.
For about an hour. And then go to detention, which was somewhere on the campus. Yeah. And then you'd have to do work for like 2 hours. And then you'd have to go to Abbey.
Yeah,
pray.
We had that too.
Yeah, fucking ridiculous.
I think half of the reason I didn't want detentions was for my parents' sake as well. Because if I got a Saturday, like my parents would have to drive me on a Saturday morning, an hour and a half around the M25 to get to school, leave me there, and then pick me back up later and bring me home. Because it's just like,
so you were really screwing them over if you got into trouble, basically.
Exactly. So it was more like, it was less for my own. I mean, I didn't want to do it for my own time as well, but then the bollocking I'd have got from my parents would have been so much worse than anything the school could have done.
Yeah. Well, great
Merry
memories of adolescence, everyone. Getting into trouble at school, getting caught smoking at school, and then losing your whole weekend and spending it watching films. Which you pirated.
Too bad to be
I have good memories of that. I have good memories of either like when me or one of my friends was gated and like you just hang out with them all weekend and just binge films or whatever. I remember that's how I first saw American Psycho.
Good film.
Yeah, The Exorcist, I think. There are quite a lot of films I watched in that scenario. So I've actually got cozy memories, you know. In the winter, it's like raining. You just like chill out in the boarding house and chain vape and watch films.
To be fair, I mean, if you weren't gated, what would you do?
I mean, I'd just be at home in my bedroom chain vaping and probably watching films. So it didn't really make any difference.
I was gonna say, like, what else? I don't know. What else would you do except for maybe every now and again hang out with friends outside? But
yeah,
I also didn't know many people. Like, I could only hang out with the people on my bus because it was the Enfield bus. So I was in North London, and it was an hour and a half away from school. So any of my mates who lived like on the other side of school, up in like Watford area, I just could never see them. Especially when I was a bit younger.
You had school buses going all the way out to like an hour and a half away from the school.
Yeah,
and they were run by the school.
Yeah.
Damn.
We had a big double-decker yellow bus.
Damn.
And it was very nicely segregated.
A shit ton of pupils. Must have been a massive school.
Oh yeah, it was big school. I mean, our bus had, I don't know, like 150 people on it, something like that. It was only good when we were in upper sixth and we could sit downstairs where all the tables were, because then I could do my homework because I had a table. My quality of homework went down dramatically, but I gained a lot more free time, I tell you. I gained an awful lot more free time.
I mean, there were like less than 600 students at my school, I think. It was pretty
I don't know how many we had total. We must have had maybe 1,000, maybe a bit less. I'm not sure.
I guess that's kind of a normal size for a school, really. Yeah. About 1,000.
Let me look it up, actually. I'm quite curious.
So my school was fucking tiny. I remember hearing about there's one boarding school in the UK that is just tiny called Sedborough, and they're in the middle of nowhere. I think they're in like the Midlands or somewhere, like on a fucking mountain, and they've only got like 200 students. But for some reason, like the only thing anyone knows them for is like every rugby season they just fucking crush. They're just insanely good at rugby, even though there's barely any students. And I think it's because
that sounds quite militaristic. You know, they're all like running up and down hills.
It's because all the students are from like the children of gentlemen farmers, I think. So they all grew up like, you know, carrying hay bales around and shit.
Yeah.
So they're all just they'll go up against one of the schools that's considered like really good at rugby, and like a school that basically buys students from around the world to play rugby, you know. And Sedborough will somehow just completely annihilate them because they're all just like properly inbred like farm people who grew up
very
in sheds.
I feel that's quite like you know, sort of native English when the Romans came in. You know, there's just some fucking tribe in the middle of nowhere that everyone doesn't care about, and then they finally get there, and it's just a bunch of marauding.
Yeah, and they're just fucking
insane.
machines.
Just fighting machines who just decimate the Romans until they come back.
They were completely blue.
Yeah, and they have no idea what they're about to face, and it's just a bunch of inbred hicks who just slaughter them all because they underestimated them massively.
Yeah, and then the next year they send a much bigger army over and just completely fuck them,
wipe them out. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well, shall we go? Shall we see what our headlines are for this week?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, there's been quite a bit going on, hasn't there? I mean, there's
It actually has, yeah.
There's what was that one we were talking about the other day with the petition, the UK Online Safety Act that came up? So that's quite a recent thing. So I'm pretty sure the idea is to obviously save children, because the state has to protect children, because you don't need to be a responsible parent anymore. The state will just do it for you. And the way they're doing that is by banning access to like every fucking website under the sun in case it might show pornography. And to get around that, you have to verify your age by inputting your credit card details, which is really suspicious. Which is really good timing, because Pornhub just leaked like loads of its members' details, so that's good. So because no one could have predicted this. Yeah, like millions of users' data was just leaked. I
mean, if you got a membership with Pornhub, then
well, I think because to access it in the UK now, you have to verify your age. So if you don't have a VPN, you have to put your age in because you're from the UK. And then obviously giving your private data to a porn company is not a good idea.
No. And it'll really fuck up your advertising.
Yeah.
They'll know like exactly what type of woman to put in the adverts to get you to look at them.
Yeah, exactly. And they're going to know all the weird shit you're into. And now everyone knows that because it's been leaked. But then obviously there was a massive petition to stop this, because you can't even use Imgur in the UK now. So if you go on Reddit in the UK, you can't see most of the images that are uploaded there. So there was a petition with like over 500,000 signatures to say, can we think about this before we do this stupid bill? And the House of Lords, I think, are suggesting we make it even worse by banning VPNs.
Yeah. I mean, what's the point in this whole petition thing if the result of this rule is that it just prompts the government to think about how they can do the opposite of what the petition asks for? Yeah,
the people who mandate the government to protect them are like, please don't do this. And they're like, actually, we will, and we're going to do it even worse.
Yeah, they're like, thanks for bringing this up. Now we can debate it again and come down even harder on this unpopular policy that we've got.
Yeah. I mean, they in the most boomer take ever, it's not going to work because the VPNs just won't be in this country and you can still use them because they can't really stop you doing that. And
they'll just move the servers out.
Yeah. You know, you just won't be able to VPN into the UK. You'll also be able to VPN out of it. Like, no one cares.
Yeah, why would anyone want to VPN into the UK at this point anyway?
Yeah, I mean, what do we offer anyone? Except if you want to, like, go on 4chan and spread racial hatred, pretending to be from
Yeah.
the UK, which obviously is the only thing people do on 4chan. But
Yeah, if you want to like run some kind of like white nationalist Twitter account that gets people stoked up with like selectively picked videos of people in city centers getting into arguments and
or getting stabbed or things like that,
shoplifting, whatever, then you probably do need to VPN into the UK.
But otherwise, everyone in the UK just use a VPN to like the US or something.
Yeah, we're
it.
officially giving our guidance on this podcast.
That's our official tech guidance.
Yeah, moral guidance as well. Everyone should get a VPN and protest.
Yeah, absolutely. So
we're going up against the state in this one.
Hell yeah, I think that's only natural. Our state doesn't support China enough, so we're rebelling against them.
Well, our state isn't China, so we have to rebel against them until
they are China.
Until the four corners of the world have been united. I guess that's Japanese, actually. But anyway,
the greater West Europe co-prosperity sphere. I feel as though we can talk now about the super EU state that all the young people want now.
Yeah,
it's a good segue.
So this is in our what was it? It was on Reddit. I will open up. The headline was "Forget the far right. The kids want a United States of Europe."
Hell yeah,
which is interesting. I mean, good timing because we've been discussing this on the podcast since the first episode, I think, or maybe the second.
We do embody the cultural zeitgeist of our time.
Absolutely, the Weltgeist, one might even say, the world spirit.
Exactly.
And what other types of geists are there? There's the Volksgeist. There's that one. I feel like we embody that one.
Is that the spirit of the people?
Yeah, the people's spirit.
We are
that's
the Geist.
Probably it. Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are. Well, we all are the Geist. It's pantheism, I guess. Well, that went off topic. The point is
that very rapidly went off topic.
Yeah, I got distracted thinking about Hegel again. It's not
typical.
Not healthy. A futuristic EU soldier stands guard, laser blaster at the ready. A European fighter jets zoom through the sky over thumping Eurodance beats. An imaginary map shows a vastly enlarged EU, swallowing everything from Greenland to the Caucasus.
I can only get so hard.
That bit made me curious. That bit made me think, oh, this must be... whoever made this image must be German, because it stretches to the Caucasus.
Yeah, there's lots of Lebensraum for the German people in that argument.
To the oil fields.
Yeah, the great
I would
oil
like
fields.
to point out to them that strategy didn't work last time. It won't work this time. You have to go straight to Moscow. It's the only way you can do it.
Yeah. We can't stop at Stalingrad again. I mean, not we.
Yeah. And if you don't have the oil, don't start the war.
Yeah. Or just go straight to the oil fields and actually use them rather than getting bogged down in a city that just happens to be named after the guy you're fighting. I mean, Hitler was such a fucking idealist that he was like, yeah, I'm going to get rid of Stalingrad because it's called Stalingrad. I'm not going to do any strategic moves here. I'm going to just hit the enemy in the morale and break them.
It was quite a pointless...
Utterly pointless. Yeah. It's just a city.
Yeah.
I don't think really in terms of strategic threat. I mean, it wasn't even like a bastion, like a fortress city. You know, it's just a city that just happened to be called Stalingrad.
Yeah, it wasn't even a particularly large city, I don't think, in terms of population or like industrial production. I don't think there was a huge amount going on there.
Yeah, I mean, all the industry was pushed back behind the mountains, behind the Urals, so there was nothing there. The oil fields are probably the best place to hit, or Moscow. But no, we won't deal with that. And then, once your army is surrounded in the city, don't let them fall back. Just let them be completely crushed. Because otherwise you might go a bit cuckoo.
And just tell the general to kill himself. That's a good way to run an army. Let's just rage at the general and tell him to kill himself.
And use all your resources wiping out a peoples that you probably could be using elsewhere.
Yeah,
But-
make no effort to win anyone over.
But let's just put it this way: thank God Hitler was such a lunatic.
Yeah, but this time it won't be the Nazis. It will be the EU. It will be
Yeah.
the nice Germans. It
Yeah.
will be the harmless Germans.
Be the
Welcome
Germans
to the
who are on
wild
our side.
world. Welcome to the wild world of pro-Europe online propaganda, where the EU isn't a fractious club of 27 countries, but a juiced-up superpower on par with China or the United States. Only, and this is the best bit, only wiser and more cultured.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Politico magazine, for
Based
endorsing
Politico.
European supremacy.
I mean, I think that is basically the only way European states can actually hope to provide any kind of opposition to the US or China.
What, by forming a federal superstate?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also the only way I think that Europeans can, that Europe can go anywhere. Because
It's only
right
the
now
only way forward, certainly.
Yeah, because right now you have a Europe, essentially, that is clinging on to old borders, old boundaries, and old national identities.
Our tradition and history is holding us back, really.
Yeah, it's keeping us divided, because within each European society, there is a substantial element who essentially rely entirely on the maintenance of older kind of political structures to even exist. And if you kind of rationalized Europe under a completely new constitution and a new centralized state, and essentially redrew the map, if you did all that, then those elements in those societies would probably just fall apart, you know?
Yeah.
The
thing is,
that's
Europe
why
now,
Brexit happened.
Yeah. I mean, Brexit happened, because boomers read articles about how we couldn't have certain types of bananas because the EU said they had to be a certain roundness and all this stuff, and sausages and things.
Yeah. Well, I think a big part of it was that you had, in the UK, you had this new class that was created in the 80s, in the Thatcher years, of people who had formerly been working class, who went through social mobility and became middle class. And, they're the people who own small to medium-sized businesses. And they thought, oh, we've done this, we're going to be at the top now of society. We're going to be, because we're doing the thing that 100 years ago, the bourgeoisie were doing to our ancestors who were working class. And now we're the ones doing that. We're the ones running businesses and investing and producing stuff, running the companies that produce stuff, and then making profit off of selling that stuff. So they thought that's fine. We're at the top now. But then what happened was, because of technology, an entirely new class also emerged that could completely kind of subsume all of that industry, which is the class of, elites, who run social media and stuff. And what they're able to do is they're able to use the internet and other kinds of new technology to derive economic rent, i.e. non-productive profit, from the industry of the middle class. So it's like a new aristocracy has emerged. And what that means is that middle class, who had only just kind of got to the middle class, their whole idea of what was going to happen completely fell apart. And suddenly they were basically competing against, so say you got a guy who worked his way up to become the owner of a taxi company in a small town somewhere. All of a sudden, he didn't expect this, but Uber's there competing with him, and he can't compete with Uber.
No.
And so he's fucked. And he thinks, oh, okay, well, maybe if we leave the EU, they'll get rid of immigration, and then my business will be able to compete with Uber, because Uber won't be able to bring in,
Loads of cheap workers.
Their labor force. Yeah. But what they didn't know is by pushing for that policy, they were actually signing a pact with those very elites who that's what the Tory governments of the 2010s were. They represented an alliance between the middle class, enterprise class, and the new techno elites. And the end result actually was only the elites benefited, because we had Brexit, but then what happened? Well, immigration didn't go down, so that middle class didn't benefit from it. In fact, it actually increased, and the wages went even, they were able to get even cheaper labor. So actually, they got completely fucked over, and now they're just like
the undocumented as well, that can be paid literally nothing, and will
Slaves,
still do the work because it's basically cheaper than. Or it's still better wage. Just being paid in pounds is better than anything.
Yeah, and because they've got more archaic business structures, these enterprise class, middle class people, they cannot compete with that at all. But they thought that when they were doing Brexit and everything in the 2010s in austerity, they thought they were gonna get what they wanted, and actually it turns out they had actually signed a pact with the devil, and then they immediately got fucked over. And then when COVID happened, that allowed those elites to really fuck over the middle class, because all of the businesses shut down, and the smaller and medium-sized businesses didn't necessarily have the economies of scale to actually be able to survive that period. So and that's why the Conservative Party fell apart at that point in time, because that class alliance between enterprising middle class and monopolistic elites fractured right during the pandemic, and the Tory party was built on that alliance between those classes. So as soon as that alliance between those two groups of people fell apart, the Tory party fell apart. And then the elites were like, okay, well, we'll have to make a deal with a different class now to form a new government. And so they formed an alliance with the bureaucratic kind of public sector, civil servants, education grouping. And that's where we're at now. But that alliance will also fall apart, and presumably the Labour Party will fall apart with it.
Yeah, undoubtedly, at this rate. I think I saw the other day, but Keir Starmer's approval rating right now is like -70 or something. It's really atrocious.
Yeah. Well, this is why the Green Party are growing, is because you've got segments of that. I would call them the bureaucratic class, people who work in the public sector and the third sector and so on. There's segments of them who are already fragmenting out of that alliance with the elites.
Yeah, left wing people don't want Labour, but there's not really anywhere else to go, because it's that or your party, who are clearly nut jobs. And the Green Party don't seem as nutty on the surface. They are definitely lunatics. But
I think they all are, yeah. Well, everyone in British politics right now is a lunatic, because they all rest on a single assumption, which is that Britain is a real thing that's coherent and rational in the 21st century. Which is an absurd premise to have, which is why every party is in some way or another absurd and is not really suggesting anything that seems like it's going to solve the problems, because they all rest on a single false assumption, which is British sovereignty.
Yeah, I mean, all I needed to see about Greens was that they were very pro-environment, but then they don't like nuclear power.
Yeah, and they want to get rid of the nuclear weapons as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's just completely stupid. It's
I feel like you can be
insane.
left wing and think that nuclear disarmament is stupid.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, well, of course. I mean,
if I was running a country and we didn't have nuclear weapons already, I wouldn't start building.
I wouldn't say, let's build some up. But we
then you're
are
putting
a
a target
nuclear
on your head.
superpower.
Once you have them,
the status quo.
Once you have them, what are you going to do?
Yeah. And if we take them apart, then what do we have to offer? Any alliances? We have no military. Basically, our only military at this point is Trident and our nuclear submarines and some apparent deterrent, but compared to France or the US or Russia or China, but the EU,
exactly. Well, that's the thing. If you had a massive European superstate,
it would need to be called something not the EU, though.
Yeah.
The EU has
Holy
bad
Roman
connotations. The Holy Roman Holy Roman Europe.
I just call it the Roman Federation. Let's all call ourselves Romans. Let's do a bit of like a Carolingian Byzantine type thing where we just keep calling ourselves Romans. It's not an ethnic identity. It's a pretty like, you know,
but it's something we share identity. That not many other people do. It's the influence of the Romans on everything we do. Like most languages in West Europe, you know, like infrastructure, everyone had the Roman influence. Yeah, law. Exactly. Roads, everything.
That's probably the main one, other than language.
Yeah.
I mean,
common law.
I feel like the three main elements of a society, the three main institutions of not necessarily a society, but that allow a particular spirit to emerge, are language, law, and money. And we've got all of those from the Romans. Well, our language. You know, a lot of European languages are obviously Romance languages. Even the ones that aren't, like English, are still heavily influenced by Latin.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Latin vocabulary. So there's that. The law, I mean, most European law, continental law, certainly is Roman law. You know, it comes from, like, the Justinian Code and stuff. And then as for money, like, why do you think pennies used to be... Why do you think the symbol for pennies used to be the letter D? What do you think that stands for?
Denarii.
Yeah, that's why. Even in like, if you look back 50 years and newspapers, and you see like them listing prices, it would be like 15D. Yeah, that means denarii. The penny is descended from the denarius. So, you know, it's all there deep beneath the surface.
I mean, I don't know how you feel, but I certainly feel a lot more fraternity towards my European brothers than I think my parents do or any older generations do, certainly.
Yeah, I guess that's because as our generation, we have less of an interest in clinging on to that past.
Yeah, I mean being raised on the internet, certainly, you interact with so many more people that those kind of traditional, you know, I still make fun of the French, and they make fun of us, but it's in a love, you know, like a brotherly way.
That is
I don't hate the French by any means. I don't hate the Germans. I mean, you know, there's things to complain about, but if, you know, your older brother or your younger brother has things to complain about. But I don't think there's much future for the individual sovereigns in Europe without uniting in some way, because otherwise the Chinese American hegemony is just too much to deal with.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't like the US particularly. I feel more, you know, I don't think my parents feel the same way. I think they see America more as the fraternal comrade than the rest of Europe.
But I think it's like, I get really annoyed when people harp on about, you know, like the special relationship and stuff.
That is dying a very rapid death.
And does anyone in America even use that phrase? Like, do they fucking care about a special relationship? I feel like they don't give a shit.
It only means something to us because we're the junior partner.
Exactly. So it's kind of bitch made to be going on about the special relationship. We have a special relationship
with America. Look, they're going to protect us. Except they're not now because they don't give a fuck, because we have nothing to offer.
Yeah. And like, whereas Europe, we did actually have quite a lot to offer.
Yeah, back then, you know, when we were the bulwark against Russia, we had something to offer. When we all had militaries and were trying to work together, but now everyone's given up on defense until Putin invades Ukraine, and suddenly everyone's like, "Oh shit, war in fucking Europe again. Maybe we should actually get our fingers out of our asses."
And Russia knows now that they're not going to get nuked by America for invading a European country.
Well, I don't think America cares about Russia anymore, really. Like,
no, they don't. I don't think
it's
they really
China
do.
is the real enemy. Russia has no economic power whatsoever. Their entire economy
does China
is just,
pose to us?
All you need to do is that the entire Russian economy now is war in Ukraine. That is the Russian economy, and they still haven't won yet. Like, that alone shows you how atrocious that economy is, that they've been fighting this war for 3 years now.
Yeah, I knew this was going to happen when it started, because as soon as it happened, I immediately thought of when Austria-Hungary invaded Serbia in World War One,
Yeah.
and
It's
everyone
the same vibe,
thought
isn't it?
that yeah, everyone thought the Austrians much bigger power, much more military experience. Serbia was a young country, so they thought like Austria-Hungary will absolutely crush them, obviously, and then they didn't. It turned into a horrible stalemate
Slog.
that ground them down, and it wasn't until the Germans invaded as well and helped the Austrians out, I believe, that the Serbians were forced into retreat.
Poor Germany had to suffer through that multiple times. Not poor Germany.
Yeah.
But from a strategic standpoint, poor Germany. They did not find good allies, have they? They never tend to get the best allies.
From a perspective of art, with war being the art, artistically, that's poor Germany.
From a strategic point of view, poor Germany. From a historical point of view, thank fucking God. But
Yeah.
So yeah, big up Europe.
Yeah, we are. This is definitely a Eurofed podcast, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, look at these other. This is you look at China and America. They have that shared culture, but they've united on it. Europe now is what America would be like if it balkanized and all the states were separate, basically.
Yeah,
they all kind of dislike each other. But they happen to be, because they were built fundamentally on being united. It's just the status quo, and they fought wars of succession and united the country, like China has done for thousands of years. And China has that same. I imagine people from like the north and the south probably have that same fraternal dislike of each other, but not this level, I guess.
And ultimately, it's like national identities emerge because they are rational, like they make sense at that point in time, So, like Britain emerged because it made sense for Britain to exist at that point in time, given the geographical facts, the political facts, the technological facts. Yeah, so it made sense. Like we would be able to compete with the large Catholic powers of Europe. And by competing with them, we would be able to build a huge empire that would then fuel our industrial revolution and allow us to assert ourselves and our interests all over the world. It just isn't true anymore, though.
Well, back in those times when everything was a lot more militaristic, someone was going to unite Britain because it's a fucking island that's far enough away from other countries that you can centralize the power more. Whether it was Scotland, England, Ireland, or Wales, someone was going to do it. England basically. But I mean, like lucky Britain, with its geographic
Britain
location.
in terms of its strategy of not being too attached to Europe. I mean, that made sense historically, and that was really the basis for our identity.
Most of Europe was opposed to us, effectively.
Yeah, it was the fact that we were Protestant. The fact that we had a technological edge over the rest of the world outside of Europe, that doesn't exist anymore either.
No, not at all.
We can't run India with 2,000 infantrymen. It's just fucking stupid. It's not going to happen. They've all industrialized. You can't do that. So
now everyone's caught up. We've just stagnated, basically.
Yeah, and the boomer approach is just pure cope. It's like, oh, we'll be good friends with America and they'll help us out because they like us. It's like...
And they don't anymore.
You're British. You're meant to be cynical and good at like making financial decisions. Like, that's what... This is not the strategy that, Pitt the Elder would choose for us if he was alive today. Like, he wouldn't be thinking like that. He would be way more cynical than that.
You can't be a little
bitch
and
stupid.
just suckle off the teat of a stronger ally. You need to improve yourself. You need to be independent. You need
especially
to
when you have
find
fuck all
some
to
way
offer
forward.
that ally.
Yeah.
What the fuck is our comparative advantage? We don't make anything. We've got a financial sector. Okay, but the financial sector...
That is it.
Yeah, and the only reason we have a strong financial sector is because we have a reputation for political stability. But the problem is, so what that means is it's like an Ouroboros, because our political stability is then in turn, given how the circumstances are now, based on us having a strong financial sector. But the financial sector rests on us having political stability. So it's basically incredibly fragile because...
I was going to say, the second one chain even weakens,
Exactly.
the whole thing breaks.
And it's already started weakening. Like, you know, Liz Truss pretty much did that.
And there's a horrible portent of this country. There's the sirens in the background.
Yeah. It's because I haven't got my podcasting license.
Yeah.
Yet again.
You still haven't got it.
Yeah. Podcasting Safety
mate.
Act.
I'm here in my pirate radio cave where they'll never find me. In the sticks.
Yeah, you're in a literal cave somewhere.
Yeah. Like Saddam
Somewhere by
Hussein.
Dover. Yeah. Oh.
What else? What else is there? Anything else interesting going on?
Well, there's a lot going on.
I mean, there's a
you
lot
had
going
Donald
on,
Trump's
but-
tweet.
Yeah, about was that Twitter or is that Truth Social?
I think it must be Truth Social.
It is. You can see at the bottom of the screenshot it says retruthals.
Ah.
What is a retweet on Truth Social?
A retruth, probably.
Yeah, I can't see what it says. I'm gonna see if I can find. Hang on, let me go on Twitter to find. Oh no, I can't find it. But yeah, Rob Reiner was sadly murdered in his home by his son, and Donald Trump made an insane tweet claiming it's because he had Trump derangement syndrome.
Now that actually is deranged.
That is so funny. He is just the master baiter.
I mean, at this point, though, it's like all the Republicans were like, yeah, no, I don't think he should have said that.
No,
So-
probably not.
Who gains from this? I feel like Trump maybe is stopping. He's really not caring now, even about his own legacy. I feel
No,
like he's just kind of having fun.
I think he is just rage baiting everyone.
Yeah,
He's got
I
the
think
Peace Prize from FIFA now, so he can just go around fucking around, you know.
he's got that credential, so people can't
Yeah.
call him divisive anymore. 'Cause
No.
He's like, look, I got the FIFA Peace Prize.
Donald J. Trump, Peace Prize, FIFA.
We had good Telegraph rage bait headline.
Yeah, which one was this?
Santa is a secret lefty who
Yeah.
would vote Green. Public believes.
Yeah. And Scrooge would vote
They've gone.
reform.
Yeah, they've gone barking mad. The public,
Yeah.
the general public.
They are mad in these
I
parts.
fucking hate that newspaper so much. They're actually like... This is another group of people who don't want things to change are the media class, you know? Because they're really, like, being undermined by technology in the,
Yeah.
you know, legacy media. No, give it 5 years, no one at all is going to be reading newspapers. Like...
We're just
and
going to
they-
get our
and
news
also-
from AI influencers.
Yeah. And the other thing is, like, they were always saying, like, our news is more reputable. That's the edge we have over the internet. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
we're
you
like a
can trust
bastion
us.
of truth and democracy.
Yeah, and then people have realized that as the years have gone on, like, they just aren't. They're just biased. Like,
Of
they're
course.
not... Like, they say all kinds of shit that probably isn't true, and, you know, and then they won't pick up on stories that are true, and they have basically lied to the public.
The thing is, if you
Like,
live in the UK,
groundlessly.
you know what papers say what things. Like,
Yeah, you can
know,
predict
you can
it.
go to the Daily Mail for this, the Guardian for that, the Times for this, the Telegraph for that. But if you're outside the UK, you know, we have that reputation. But the second you read any of our papers, you're like, oh my god.
Yeah. And there's
And
no
the comment
trust.
sections too.
Yeah.
God damn.
I mean, that's like probably one of their few selling points left is like turning into some kind of shitty social media website where
Of course,
the
yeah.
emphasis is more on the comments sections than anything else. So it's like, oh, you're not even doing the thing you're meant to be doing. You're just like a shitty version of Facebook now, basically.
Which is the shittiest social media going.
It's just Facebook where only one person can make the posts, namely Facebook itself. You know, it's like
Yeah, yeah.
only the platform can make the posts and the people can just comment. It's just a shit version of social media.
At
That's all
least, unlike
newspapers are now.
Facebook, you don't just get all those posts that are AI generated images of like babies with one leg saying it's my
Yeah.
birthday today, and then it's just a bunch of grannies saying like, "Oh, you poor dear, happy birthday." Facebook is such a cesspit, man. Facebook is just AI at this point. And it's probably
It's
just
just
AI
slop.
replying as well.
Yeah, it's some serious dead internet theory kind of stuff.
Facebook is
Going on
truly
Facebook.
dead, I think. Or very
Yeah,
close
no,
to
I
dead,
agree with that.
considering most of the users are in their like late 80s.
Yeah. Yeah, so we had that. And what else did we have? We got the EU thing. I think that was there was one headline. The lungfish.
the base long.
This is getting so low effort now.
we really are.
This odd fish has 30 times as much DNA as humans.
Yeah, I don't really get what they're trying to say with that, because so does like
It just sounds cool.
wheat,
Well, the more
you know?
DNA you have, the more alive you are. So it's
Right.
actually a higher form of life than we are.
It's not the biggest of all living things. A rare Japanese shrub named Paris japonica has an enormous genome. Ooh, misses. So there we go. We're
What does
not as
that
good as
mean?
shrubs because they
Does
have
that just
massive
mean it's
genomes.
had to? Does that just mean it's had to adapt a lot more times and has like built up a backlog of genes that are mostly not even switched on anymore?
Yeah, I mean, you can have massive proteins that do the same thing as like a very small protein. It's just how it ends up working. You know, like a lot of plants have really big genomes because they have loads of chromosomes that are just copies of all the other ones. So, you know, we have 21 chromosomes and they're all a certain length. Well, you know, if a banana has the same number, but they're just really inefficient, it just has a slightly longer genome. Like, it has literally no bearing. You know, a virus has maybe 10 proteins and will kill you. So, you know, it's like, I don't understand the point of this article.
No, I might have been stoned when I put that on the chat. Not gonna lie.
Oh, it's just got the biggest. It's got the biggest genome sequence so far. It has 91 billion base pairs. Okay, great.
Well, that's pretty cool. I say that's pretty cool for the fish.
Yeah, lucky fish. That is a
I like
that is a
lungfish.
fucking big genome. To be fair.
Yeah, they're cool animals. I like lungfish a lot.
Yeah, they are. The deep sea fish are particularly strange looking. Do
Yeah,
like a good.
I would
deep
like
sea
to
fish.
have. Sorry.
I do like a good deep sea fish.
Oh yeah. I like the jawless fish. I like lampreys and stuff.
There's
They're
that.
cool.
There's that creepy. That
Hagfish.
eel with the massive big mouth. I don't remember what that's called. Don't ask me why I
Such
like
good
it.
chat.
this is real good shit.
Some
And
deep
that
sea
squid.
head.
That's it for that fish got good ass head.
I mean, the squids are the coolest, man. The colossal squid. I would pay so much to be able to see a colossal squid.
There's that one squid that looks like it has the big fin squid. You know this one?
Wait.
Google a big fin squid, and
Yeah.
listeners, you should do the same thing. They are particularly
Big
creepy.
fin.
Big fin squid. Yeah.
Oh yeah. They're on a lot of like thumbnails for like videos about
Like
creepy animals and
creepy
stuff.
pasta videos.
Yeah. In fact, yeah, there is a creepy pasta about them, I'm pretty sure. But it's just like
Undoubtedly.
it's the photo because it doesn't really look like a squid when you first see it. It's like
No, the weird joints in their tentacles, particularly, are very.
they look like
unpleasant.
spiders with very long legs, I guess.
Yeah. They look like the kind of thing
Squid
you'd
are
find
sick, though.
dead in the corner of your room, crushed up.
Yeah. And then you feel kind of sorry for it. And then
But
you
you
get
just hoover it
real
up anyway.
Yeah, you get real Buddhist for a minute and you're like, wow, that thing was alive as well. Maybe it was afraid. Maybe it felt fear before I crushed it.
And then you're like, fuck it, hoover that bitch up.
Yeah. And then the Zen moment. of reality ends. And
Yeah. And
return
right.
return back into the realm of subjectivity and selfishness, and you just hoover the carcass up and just kind of get on with your day.
Yeah,
do
I
your
try not to kill
taxes.
spiders. I mean, you must get a lot of spiders down in, I don't know, Bristol's quite a big city, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I did hoover one up the other day. The only ones I hoover up now are the giant house spiders, because they're just too big and they're just too freaky. But the other
my
ones
house
I don't
isn't
care
big
about.
enough for those motherfuckers.
Well, I
The
have a
ones that are, like,
conservatory, so
That big, just sitting around by my front door or like upstairs by my cupboards. I'm like, bruh, I have enough space for me to walk. There is not enough space for me to dodge you while I'm going. I'm sorry, you're out. I try and put them outside, but
if they're giant house spiders, then I don't see any point in putting them outside because they don't want to be outside anyway.
yeah.
So
If they come back in and just keep it subtle and I don't see them, I don't care.
I mean,
When
yeah, if you
they're
don't see them,
hanging
it's
around.
meaningless. It's the problem is when you get to like September to November and it's mating season, all the males start coming in to have weird spider sex and then get eaten.
Yeah, that's too
It's a
freaky.
horrible life.
That's when the Hoover
it's
is
too
on
weird.
full blast.
Yeah, these fucking horny spiders running around trying to get
Not
eaten
in my house.
by a woman.
What a
Yeah.
life.
The worst shit, actually, this brings me to something which I really hate, which is
Okay.
when you look up like how to get rid of spiders. You know, when you're having a moment of arachnophobia and you're like, you just had a fight with a massive one, and you're like, okay, I need a long-term solution that just keeps them out. You know, maybe there's some kind of scented candle I could use that they don't like. So
the
you look it
limiting
up. You're like,
ones to get rid of the moths
you
and
look
things.
it up and you're like, how to keep spiders out of your house, and then you find some article and it's like how to keep spiders out of your house, and then you click on it, and all the article is it's like, well, to answer this question, who better than a spider expert? So we brought in Doctor McEightlegs,
Yeah.
who
isn't a
studied
spider.
spiders. Yeah, he's not.
He's
studied
promised us
spiders.
he's not a spider.
He's studied spiders his whole life, and he's giving our advice. And the advice is like, don't do anything with them because they're actually really incredible animals. And if you leave them, they'll keep your house clean. It's like, all right, you're saying this because you're an autistic person who's devoted their entire life to studying spiders. Obviously, that's going to be your advice.
Yeah,
You're
I want to
not the
get
fucking. Why do they never interview a pest control person for those?
or some
articles?
lunatic who hates spiders who's like, right,
Yeah.
these are my 10 tips to fuck up spiders. Number one,
Yeah, instead it's
a match and an aerosol can.
they get a neurodivergent person whose special interest is spiders, and they're like, well, how do you keep out the spiders? And they're like, don't have thousands of them inside your house.
Put them in your body. So your body is free of
sleep in the bed.
flies.
Let them take the bed. You sleep on the sofa. You should be doing everything to increase the number of spiders in your house. I mean, you should be fucking the spiders. I
Yeah.
love spiders so much. That's
them
actually
food.
that's what it's really about for those people. But I
Kill
wish they
yourself
stopped
and let them
interviewing
eat
them for
and
those articles.
birth in your corpse.
Feed yourself to the spiders.
Yeah. Let them use you as a mating ground.
Dress up as one. Live like one.
Yeah.
Spin a web.
Spin a web. Sit in the corner of the house all day doing nothing.
Eat
Oh,
flies.
shit.
Yeah.
I'd do that anyway. I sit in the corner of my house doing nothing all day. Fuck. I'm halfway there.
Yeah, that's my little rant about spider people out the way.
Yeah, it's the same for any... Even ones that are bad. It'll be like, how to keep moths out. Oh, we brought in a moth expert. We love moths. Well, fuck off.
Yeah,
man.
don't hurt the moths.
Yeah. Do
I
it
tell you what, I
humanely.
do get a lot of jumping spiders here.
Yeah, I do like a jumping spider. They're far more... Although, except for one time when there was one in my car, and I was trying to drive down the road, and he was sat on my dashboard right in front of me the whole time, just staring at me. And I was like, if this fucker jumps at me while I'm driving, there's going to be a fatal fucking collision.
Was it a small one?
Oh yeah, he's tiny. He was just staring at me.
Yeah, they
it was
are
quite
tiny.
cute.
They are very clever, I think, compared to the other spiders.
They are very cute. They're definitely nicer than any other spiders. And he was just sat there just
Yeah.
watching me. So, a little passenger. He got to have a little road trip. I do wonder what like spiders and insects that stick to my car feel like. Because
Must be
like
beyond
50
all
miles.
comprehension.
50 miles is like, you ain't getting home.
Yeah, that's like traveling to Mars.
Yeah.
Or even further.
That's it. You're out there.
Yeah. Say goodbye to your family and everything.
I guess it'd just be like, maybe it's quite exciting for them, just getting whisked away on a road trip.
I mean, it's like getting abducted by aliens.
Yeah. You just happen to be walking near their spaceship that you didn't know was a spaceship.
Yeah.
And then it takes off and you're just
land.
clinging to the outside of it.
Yeah. No, that'd be fucking insane. It'd be mind-blowing. It's like going at light speed or something. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Do you know what I do like is the blue tarantulas you get in India. You seen those?
No, I'm not. Let me look them up.
Look that up. They are gorgeous.
Oh,
but
yeah, very
also
pretty.
scary.
Yeah, there was an episode of Peppa Pig, I think, that was about why you shouldn't be scared of spiders, and they weren't allowed to show it in Australia because you'd like actually have to be scared of spiders over there.
Yeah, that's like terrible advice to give the kids out there.
Yeah, in Australia it's like, no, you should not be afraid of these fucking things.
Yeah, if you get a huntsman and it bites you and you're a kid, that's fucking painful.
My God, they're huge.
What
They
are
look
the
very
blue
pretty.
ones?
Yeah, they look like they've been
Yeah, they're massive.
felted.
Yeah.
Yeah, groovy.
Yeah, there you go, guys. Nice. Wow, we talked about some interesting topics today.
Yeah, it was a bit of a weird one,
geopolitics, zoology,
and internet safety.
internet safety, which we always support.
Absolutely.
Best way to be safe is to look out for curses on the internet. For example, this podcast is cursed, such that if you don't give us a like, a subscription, a follow, whatever, depending on what app you're on, if you don't, then your mother will die in her sleep tonight. So The best way to be safe on the internet is to do everything you can to engage with all of our social media output, to prevent the otherwise unavoidable death of your mother. That's what I call online safety.
Yeah, you don't want that to happen. And so, Merry Christmas, because this was our Christmas special.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Shout outs to Jesus.
Big up.
Who would probably podcast if he was alive today. I think
he
that's
would be
sure.
a big fan of God Worshipping Society.
Oh, yeah, of course. Just because of the name. He'd be like, oh, guys, I'm all over that.
I'm worshipping
That's
society.
my thing. That is my thing, is worshipping God. Merry Christmas, everyone. Make sure you listen to Handel's Messiah. It's a nice piece of music to get you festive. Mariah Carey. Wham. John Lennon. There's that one where Yoko's singing in the background. It's really miserable.
Yeah, Merry
Classic
Christmas.
John Lennon.
Classic John Lennon.
The Paul McCartney one, which is the complete opposite.
Yeah.
That's probably about it, really.
What's
Michael
the other
Jackson.
one? Don't Let the Bells End. Who's that? Wizard?
Don't Let the Bells End. Oh, God, no, not that one.
Oh, okay. I just like the name
one
because it's Bell End reference.
I'm sure that's why they picked it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know when our next episode will be. I guess we'll take a little Christmas hiatus. And then, we'll see you...
Back for the new year.
Back for the new year, yeah. Can't wait. 2026. This one will be the one,
This will be the one, yeah.
This will be the year of God Worshipping Society, where we finally make it out the hood.
We've laid the foundations at the end of 2025.
Mm-hmm.
And now we build the rocket and go to Mars.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much. Merry Christmas.
Amen.
Amen. Bye.